Have you had yours yet? Research indicates that only 15% of us will be fortunate enough to have one. But I'll bet you just can't wait for yours. The highly sought after midlife crisis. The average age at which the self-diagnosed midlife crisis occurs is 46. If I'm expected to live to be 78, shouldn't I self-diagnose my midlife crisis a few years earlier? Maybe we're just too busy feeling sorry for our friends that are in the midst of their midlife crisis to realize that ours has already occurred. Have you stopped to think about it? What is a midlife crisis? According to Harley-Davidson and BMW, it's the age at which men make a purchase they can't afford to buy something they're too fat to fit on or in comfortably, to ride around town to let the wind blow through their hair, to try to impress women who know it's an excuse to try to feel young again. Some have hypothesized that the male midlife crisis is brought on by the imminent menopause of their female partner, signaling the end of her reproductive career. This can be interpreted by the male mind as an excuse to pursue younger women. Ladies, I'll bet you figured it was going to be your fault all along. And you've got to be asking yourself, so what's changed? He's been eyeballing younger women since the day he got his first whisker. Tripping over someone or something while holding your hand as he tries to catch a glance, or pretending to adjust the radio while in the car so he can rubberneck that hot young thing that just drove by. Yes, ladies, you're very patient with us fellas, and whether we say it or not, there is no one we'd rather grow old with than you. I'm sorry. I apologize for getting sidetracked. My mind must have been wandering. What about you women? Do ladies experience a midlife crisis as well? The experts tell us that the midlife crisis lasts half as long for women as men. Are women really better at undiagnosing themselves sooner? I think their older friends just pass along their beauty secrets, Botox and liposuction. Let's investigate some of the typical behaviors experienced during a midlife crisis. The first is abuse of alcohol. Now, alcohol abuse is a relative term. Abuse to one may be a great day getting thrown out of a Bengals game to another. If you find your thoughts being consumed by alcohol, set the cheerleaders down and call a taxi to leave the fraternity house right away. Another typical behavior is what's termed conspicuous consumption, and it's what we talked about earlier. Buying things that are unusual or expensive, even getting tattoos or piercings. So why is it that young women think a stud in their tongue or face, or a tattoo on their lower back that they can't even see, is so attractive? Not fair. Why do they get to trash their bodies at such an early age? What are they going to do when it's time for their midlife crisis? Buy a minivan and play soccer mom? If you use the conspicuous consumption definition, I had my midlife crisis at 29. I bought a car I couldn't afford at a time in my life when I had a renewed love for alcohol. I bought a wicked cool 1968 Rally Sport Camaro convertible. My wife calls it my other head car. It's got a 327 cubic inch engine, a Turbo Glide 400 transmission, and will pass everything on the road except a Shell station. Do you know what? It's not the ladies that are impressed at all. I get more comments from young boys that think it's an old Mustang. Ugh! Obviously, Chevy is losing the pony car rivalry. Fortunately, GM is resurrecting the Camaro for the 2009 model year, and there'll be a whole new generation of boys that knows what it means to alienate their girlfriend over a car. People going through their midlife crisis are often accused of trying to pursue a feeling of youthfulness. If you find yourself sending more text messages than phone calls, you're probably in the midst of your midlife crisis. As a teenager, I couldn't wait to turn 16 so I could drive legally. And then to turn 18 so I could vote. No, so I could buy beer legally. And then to turn 21 so I could buy booze. Help me out here. Legally, right? As a 21-year-old college student, I couldn't wait to turn 25 so I could stop paying high-risk car insurance rates. At 29, I had it all. I had a good-paying job. I had a home. I had my other head car. I wanted life to stand still. Before I knew what happened, I'm 45, trying to find the courage to leave my high-paying job to pursue my career of owning my own company with a mortgage on a home and a timeshare with the same 1968 Camaro. Am I allowed to have two midlife crises? I was always a bit of an overachiever, but this is ridiculous. Does anyone want my second midlife crisis? I'll be happy to share. No, I get to keep the Camaro. For most people, midlife is a time of achievement and satisfaction. For a small percentage, though, the passage is not at all smooth. Who was it that said, go to school, study hard, get good grades, go to work for a good company, and you'll lead a happy and fruitful life? Yeah, but now I get to abuse alcohol, buy things I can't afford, pierce body parts, and get my tattoo that says, age is a state of mind. I'm only as old as I allow myself to feel. Thank you.